I literally thought I was recording. Oh my God. Anyway, let me start over. Hi guys, Ann here, and today we have another little table talk, episode 3, I believe. I think this is the third table talk so far from this year. And our co-host for today is Miss Nala, aka Nala Poo Poo. She is my 9-year-old blue nose pit. And let me know down below who remembers Nala. So Nala used to be in all of my videos back in the day. If you don't know, I have a beauty channel called Just Ann, and she would always be the one sitting on my bed. Now it's more the puppy Akira and Aurora, right? But when I used to do my walk and talks, when we went on nature trails and all of that, I always had Nala with me. But Nala has a bad shoulder, and I've shared this story before, but it happened when she was a puppy, and then it didn't bother her till she got a little bit older. I think she's 9 now. And when she does a lot of running or playing with the 2 dogs now, you know, because the puppy's 1 and Aura's 2, so they're very playful, you know, after a while, you know, it's just that arthritis and all of that. But with her medicine and everything, she does a lot. She doesn't need it every day. It's only as needed. However, like I always say, like my room is on the 3rd floor, so it, you know, she doesn't. Number 1, she can't be bothered, but you know, her shoulder a lot. I don't like bringing her up and down too many times, right? So usually in the morning, once she's downstairs, I keep her downstairs. Or if the kids are home, she really can't be bothered. But I was shocked she wanted to come upstairs with me. I was like, oh wow, you know. She seems like I said she's getting a little bit better. And so once it starts getting nicer out, you know, I live in Jersey, so probably what, like April, something like that, when I start going out to the nature trails and different things, I'll start bringing Nala with me as long as her shoulder. Because when I go in the nature trails, we'd like walk. And I've always shared Nala is the aggressive dog, which is my fault. It was my first dog as an adult, and I didn't socialize her. I wanted her to where people would be scared. They wouldn't want to break in the house or anything like that. Well, I learned a lesson. You know, you need to socialize your dog. And so, do you guys remember? Like, so at first, like, I had to go where I knew, like, nobody was around. And to remember when people would walk by me, I had to go way, like, in the woods because she would try to go after them. So now Nala's doing a lot better. I think if you ran up on me, but if you just like walk up or also when there's another dog around, you know, but she does a lot better. I still don't feel comfortable taking her where it's crowded at, like a park or something like that. It's because I've always said before, I have carpal tunnel and I'm scared. She's strong. She's like 100 pounds. And in case she does try to run off, well, she hasn't done that, but I'm always scared if she did. And I, you know, my hand goes numb or something. I don't know. I'm responsible. And here in Jersey, they'll put her down because she's a pit, because of the breed of her dog she is. So she's 75% pit and 25% German Shepherd. Okay. But I wanted to come on to talk to you guys about a few things. But the first thing I wanted to ask you, I know a lot of people aren't getting my community posts, but I did a poll over there. But make sure that you guys have the videos and posts turned on. Because sometimes if you don't know, if you just have videos, you won't get my community posts. And sometimes you have to go in your phone in the settings and also open up that you get notifications. Because if you don't have your notifications on through your settings, you won't get my notification. I even put up a video. But my point is with the post, make sure you have that on. So I did a poll because I got a few comments, not just one. Here and there I always get some comments. And it's when I go to like Walmart, when I do my car vlogs, when I go to like the Walmart, ShopRite, you know, the normal places I go. And I always tell you guys how much I spend. And I show you the receipts. And I don't know why I show the receipt. It's not because like I think you guys going to think I'm lying about it. You know, it's just, I just show like, look, I can't believe, you know, I don't know. I have no idea. But some of you guys said, you know, like it turns you off when I talk about money or how much I spend. And so that's why I want to ask you guys, does it? Do you guys want me to stop saying how much I spend at the stores? Because I'd asked a few people and they told me like, you know, like maybe when I do my hauls or what have you. Well, that's different. I'm not talking about my beauty channel. I'm talking about here because I don't, as far as hauls, I mean, I'm not talking about like groceries and all of that, like the stuff that I need. I don't really go buy a lot of stuff for myself. Like you guys know, if you follow my beauty channel, yes, I have beauty boxes or I purchase like mystery boxes here and there or what have you. But I don't go and buy, like I bought this shirt the last time I went to Walmart. This and another shirt reminding me of my mom. And let me show you. This is a size large, but I could have gotten to a medium, but they didn't. You say they didn't have any mediums left. I'm in my pajama pants still. But it was cheap, you know, it was like $10 and it was tie-dye. And the other one reminded me of my mom. Did I need this? No, I did not. But and then I think the last time I did the vlog, I went to Kohl's and different things, got me an outfit for my date, because let's be real, I was married. I was with my ex-husband for 13 years and we never went anywhere. And I also lost weight, so I don't really have any clothes, right? And then I start like getting candles. I usually get candles one time a year, maybe two, depending on how the sale is. But my point is, not making excuses, but I don't normally go out and buy things for myself. So if I want to spend a couple $100 or $300 or $500 on myself once a year, well, I mean, I'm not going to feel sorry for that, you know what I mean, if there's a sale, or if it's something that I want to try, like I did a goose, sorry, I've been telling you, my back's been bothering me lately, or like when I did the Goose Creek haul, I wanted to try their candles and they were all on sale. Like I got them regular $25.50 per candle, so almost $26 a candle, and they had like a major sale. Most of the candles I got were like $5 and $5.99. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when I go food shopping or Walmart. Does it bother you guys? And the reason why I'm bringing this up as well is because I guess I didn't realize it. You know, I don't want to ever be like a show off, like, look, I can just go buy this and what have you. No, that's not true. I've said over and over and over again, if it wasn't for my children, who are adults, that help me or pay rent, I would not be able to afford this house. I mean, I'm okay. I'm not struggling where it's like, oh, I need a job right now. I mean, I don't even have memberships on any of my channels. On my beauty channel, I don't have memberships, you know, so it's not like I'm asking for money or nothing like that. You know, it's like my bills are paid. I just wouldn't be able to pay all the bills if I didn't get help from my children. Now, would my bills be as high? Like, would I spend as much money on food if I was by myself? No. But, you know, things are expensive. And you got to remember, when I go shopping, I'm shopping for 4 adults. So when I go to the grocery store and spend $500, that's really not a lot of money for 4 adults, not living in Jersey. I mean, the price of eggs is over $6 a dozen. I know some of you guys were telling me you're paying like $9, you know, where you live. So things are high. So you have to remember that too. And that is just that most people that have, they're spending a heck of a lot more than that. So yeah, we spend about $1,000 a month on food, but it's for adults. You know, but you got to remember, I cook just about every day. And like when I say cook, I don't mean like air fryer stuff. I'm making meat aside. Like I cook, you know, and meat is expensive. And then when I go to Walmart, if you guys look, like it's always for the house. Laundry detergent, dish detergent. Now I do get at Walmart, I get the snacks and different things because it is cheaper than going to ShopRite. However, I always told prices because for me, I always enjoyed watching people that vlog that share how much they spend or how much prices are where they live. And maybe it's part of nosiness, I don't know. But I did, so I always thought, well, maybe you guys want to know, you know. But if it does bother you guys, or if you think I'm showing off or it's off-putting, because I know a few comments were saying, you know, you guys are struggling in it, you know, or what have you, then let me know, and I will not talk about the prices, or I won't show the receipt or anything like that. You know what I mean? I never want to come off like that because I don't mean to, you know. But I am very, very blessed that like Tyler, he gives me $2,000 for rent every month. Plus, he gives me extra money for bills and stuff. Lexi helps me. Isaiah helps me, you know. If it was just me and my income, I qualify for food stamps and heating assistance and all of that. I qualify for that. But I don't go and get it because I do get help. And I'd rather somebody that doesn't have help go and get it. Does that make sense? I make them pay me rent. One, because I want to teach them responsibility. Two, when they get married and have a wife, I want my boys to know you take care of the household. You pay where you rest your head. I'm trying to teach them what a family does and what you're supposed to do and provide, right? And Lexi, I'm a little bit more lenient on her. I don't know, but she needs to know what it's like too, because Lexi's a lot like me when I was younger. It's like money is like burning a hole in our pockets, right? She'll spend, and she needs to know, like, no, you need to save your money. You need to pay rent and and all this other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to teach them. But I also do a lot for my kids. I mean, my God, like I said, I still cook just about every night. I cook. And I do a lot for my children because they help me out. We do for each other. I'll never forget, I've shared this before, where you guys know where this one guy would make videos on me. And I know I said I wouldn't bring it up, but I'm making a point. And he would say, well, her kids take care of her, or whatever the case may be. She's living off her kids. Well, you know what I found out? Last year, because he wasn't working, he was on workman's comp or something. He's married and he has children, but they were on food stamps and assistance and different things. And I'm like, this is why I always say, don't ever let what people say affect you. You know what I always say? What other people eat don't make you shit, right? In other words, what other people say don't concern you. And I'm thinking, he talked about my adult children, but he's claimed he had a 23-year-old, his son, that lived with them for a little bit. Well, why didn't his 23-year-old make sure he didn't have to be on food stamps? Because Isaiah is only 20. Lexi's 24. And Isaiah, my kids are around the same age. And so that's why I always say, stop talking about people, because you never know what's going to happen in your own backyard. You know what I mean? But that's all about with that. So yeah, let me know about that. And then I want to talk about another thing. So, oh my God, it's so heartbreaking about the DC plane crash. Oh my God, I know you guys heard about that with the chopper and the plane. And what was it? 64 people lost their lives. That is so heartbreaking. And I heard them, I'm not sure what it's called, but when they talk to, what is it, a dispatch or whatever, was talking to the chopper, and 3 times they say, yeah, we see the plane, but they crashed in anyway, because he was looking at the second plane, I believe, that was not far away. He wasn't looking at that plane, in my opinion. I think he was looking at another plane when he was saying, yeah, we see the plane. He didn't realize. Oh, it's just sad. It's so sad. And that's why, I always say too, tomorrow is never promised. You guys know I preach that all the time. Hell, the next 10 minutes isn't promised. You don't know what can happen, right? I can get done here, done making my video, and go downstairs and fall and break my neck, and you never know. I can go to sleep to take a nap and not wake up. I can go to the store and get in a car accident, and, we never know what's going to happen. And who would have thought getting on a plane from where, Kansas, to go to, the airport, like, who would have thought that you're going to die? I mean, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. That should put that in perspective. I've been talking about 2024 was the year of learning, and 2025 is the year of change for me. And that just made me like, see, I said this in a community post, like, last year, I mean, for many past years, you guys know, if you've been here with me, everything that's been happening, like losing my parents and just different things, going through the divorce and all of that stuff. I would sit in my bed and I'd cry, or I'd be like, why me? Or why do I have to have these health issues? Or why can't I clean the whole house in one day like I used to be able to? Or I would be so frustrated where I couldn't clean the backyard and do everything that I wanted to do. And I would sit there and just start crying, or because I'm frustrated with my body. And, why? I'll be 49 in a couple months. Why am I going to be on dialysis at 49 years old? Like, why? All of that. You start feeling sorry for yourself, But for what? For what? I wish somebody would have came here personally, smacked me right in the face and said, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, get it together. because I am so blessed. And instead, I thought about the negatives, right? Oh, my divorce, boo hoo, you know, because it feels like a funeral and stuff. But guess what? That was a blessing in disguise. Because if I would have stayed married to that man, I would have been depressed, walking on eggshells. It would have been, who knows what would have happened. Like, it wasn't a good marriage, and I am happier now that I've been in 13 years. I met a guy that I know really cares about me, you know, and I don't know what the future holds with us, but I can tell you I'm happy. You know, I get butterflies when he texts me or if we talk on the phone. You know, that I haven't had that in years. You know, somebody that I know, we go out, he wants to treat and pay, and he's always asking me, come on, let's go out to eat, let's do this, come on, let's just go get something to eat real quick, and you can go right home if you want, or I just want to see you for 5 minutes. I mean, it makes you feel good. I'm not used to that. You know, now he knows I have a YouTube channel, and I only told him about my new one, but I'm sure he knows about these, and we talk, and I always say, you know, I want to start doing like vlogs, which, you know, you don't know about that. I'll tell him, you know, and he's like, yeah, well, we'll go, I'll drive, we'll go so-and-so, and you can vlog and what have you, you know, and it's like, he just wants to be a part of my life, which is nice, because when I was married, there have been times, I'm not kidding, where my anxiety would be bad, and do you guys remember who's been with me for a while, where I would go outside at night and walk? While he was on the phone or on the computer, or even during the day, I'd walk, you know, because of my anxiety. I'd walk to the park or whatever the case might be, or walk for 30 minutes to the lake. Anything could have happened, you know? It's just very weird to me. You know, now that I look at that stuff, like, gosh, what was wrong with me that I put up with that stuff? So it's a blessing about my divorce. But instead, that was my point. Instead, I looked at the negative. Like, oh, I'm a failure. I'm now a divorced woman. Instead of, if you put married, single, I got divorced. Like 3 kids by 3 different men, and none of them worked out. My divorce didn't work out. You know, then you start thinking it's you and all of that stuff, you know. I would be so mad and upset about my health, but it's like, but I can see there's so many diabetics. I've been diabetic for over 30 years, and some of them have lost their eyesight already. Some of them are way worse than me, that are in a wheelchair, or can't walk, or, you know, had toes cut off, or what have you. I never had none of that happen. Yes, I had a heart attack a couple years. Why? Because I didn't take care of myself, right? Because I've shared before, when you're diabetic, once the damage is done, it's done. You know, my blood pressure, me not being able to breathe and all that, is because I would allow negative in my head, or when I deal with drama or any type of thing, like but that's a me thing. And I look at life so differently now. If somebody didn't want to be my friend because, let's just say, stuff I was dealing with on a personal level, you know, I'd be so, and it's like, let them go. For me, let me speak for myself. I don't need anybody in my life that don't want to be in my life. Because like I said, I got a lot going on this year. I always say, if you can't be with me at my lowest, I don't want you at my best. Right? And if that plane crash didn't affect you in any way, or not teach you, that's the wrong word, show you like anything can happen and tomorrow's not promised, guys, we need to get our lives together. I remember last year when I was so miserable, I used to sit there and watch the drama, like channels, or like beef going on with other people or what have you. I don't hardly do that. Now, do I once in a while? Yes, I'm human. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, no, I tell you all the time, I pick up my Bible and read my Bible. I want to know about that. Let me give you another example. You know, the same people that I had drama with in the beginning of the year, okay? And that couple had friends, and now they're not friends anymore, or like he had supporters and they don't support him anymore, and now they're all beefing, okay? And they're like, oh, we're going to get an RL, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. Now, last year, I would have been like, that's their karma. Haha, that's what they get. When this person talked about me and my looks and my children and all this stuff, and they supported him, now that's what you get. I don't think like that now, because I'm in a different mind space. I think like, well, I mean, you know, In a way, I do kind of think that, but it's also, I feel bad for them because I know what I went through mentally. I don't wish that on anybody, especially another woman. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel bad. I have empathy. Where last year I would not have. I would have been, oh, that's what you get. How does it feel, bitch? You know, that's the headspace I was in. I wanted people to like me. It bothered me if somebody didn't like me, or if my character was judged in a way it wasn't, or setting up like that didn't go down like that. It bothered me. I don't care anymore. You know, I'm at that level where life ain't promised. I don't know what's going to happen to me. That I want to be happy every day. I don't want to live in sadness and miserably and miserable. Like, and then when you're in that drama or watching it, or, you know, you allow it to affect you, and then you feel like you want to talk about it when it don't have nothing to do with you. It's like, it just puts you in a bad headspace. I know. At least for me, it did. I can only speak for myself. It did for me. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I ain't never going to speak on somebody if they need to be called out. For instance, if there's something that's racist, or, you know, whatever that I feel needs to be called out, but I'm not going to do it because everybody else is, or I'm not in that bully or ganging up mentality. Never have been, because I know what that feels like. And sometimes people can take it, but they can't dish it. And I'm going to keep it real, especially last year, I could not take it. You know what I mean? I was really in a bad mental headspace. I mean, I just allowed this divorce to affect me in ways that it should not have. I should have been celebrating. Like I said, if I did not get separated and get divorced, I wouldn't have met the guy that I'm with now. That really makes me happy. And so, you know, just sometimes think about that. And I know I say this a lot, but it's true. Because even though we think we have it so bad, and to us, it is bad, and you're going through things and you don't know what you're going to do, I am telling you, there's always people that's worse. You know, for instance, if you can't pay your bills or your electric or whatever the case may be, there's people that are out on the street that would rather be in an abandoned house, not being rained on or anything, don't care about electricity or whatever like that. But you're living in a house, right? You're not out there in the street getting rained on or what have you. You want to feel sorry for yourself? Go to these cancer hospitals for children and walk around there and see these children and why they're happy spirits. And they're dying. 2-3-year-old kids. And their parents are begging and will do anything for their children. Well, we have healthy children. You know, it's very easy for us to feel sorry for ourselves. I did it for how many years now have I been feeling sorry for myself? Ever since the house fire. Oh my God, I lost everything. Well, my mother and grandma's the one who lost the most. But because up here in the attic was a storage area, and that's where I kept all of my kids' stuff where they made from school. You know, all the pictures and all of that, you know, got destroyed. But it was like, you know, but I mean, the house could have been burnt down to the ground. It wasn't. You know, I was so sad, my mom dying, but there are so many people that, I mean, I had my mother for 44 years of my life. Was that as a blessing? My grandmother was 91 when she passed. There's people that don't even know. Like, I don't even know what it's like to have a grandfather or a father. My father died when I was 6. He was 33. I don't remember him because my mom and him were separated, you know. He was a drug addict and different things. She didn't want us around him. So it's like, at least I knew my mother and my grandmother. And that's where I wish I was in that headspace. I'm just trying to say, like, and not always try to make it about me. So that's another thing. I know sometimes it seems like there's a situation that I try to make it about me. That's not what I'm doing. Instead of talking about other people, I try to get situations and talk about myself and like what I have learned from it. Because maybe if I can help, even if it's just one person, I say it all the time, if I can help one person, what I went through and what I learned, then I did my job. You know, instead of sitting there talking about other people, I'm going to talk about myself and my life because I am not perfect. I say that all the time. I am not perfect. I don't have the perfect life. I'll never have the perfect life. Nobody will ever be perfect. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it just made me so sad for these people. It's like, oh, my heart goes to these families. It really, truly, truly does. I hope nobody suffered. I hope... But that really put things in perspective of what I've been saying lately. Like, we are not, I know I keep repeating myself, but I'll keep repeating myself till I have no breath in my lungs. We are never promised tomorrow. Stop sitting in that bed feeling sorry for yourself and being depressed. Stop it. Because like I said, there's people that have it so much worse than you. And I know it's easier said than done, because when you suffer from depression and all of that, I mean, it's hard. Unless you have somebody physically there, be like, come on, get up, get dressed, let's do this. Right? Because I didn't have that either. So I get it. Even though I was married, I didn't have that. He just complained all the time, but it was like, well, you're not trying to take me anywhere or help me, or and instead of you're complaining, making me more miserable. We can't depend on anybody. Does that make sense? Like, we have to do it for ourselves. I don't know how to say it, because I know I'm a hypocrite, because I know I spent many years sitting there crying, and like, I get it, but I'm telling you, if I could take that back, you know, even if you just get up. There are times you don't brush your teeth or wash your face, you're so depressed, but if you start brushing your teeth every day, that's a change, and that's a positive change. Okay? Because some people really don't know what depression is. Really depression, where you don't want to wash your face, brush your teeth, do anything. You just want to sit in the bed. And no matter what, you can't make yourself get up. It's like you can't force yourself. And people don't understand that. And when you get to that point, that's when you start watching negative things, and you start watching drama stuff, and then you fall down the rabbit hole and all of that stuff, and it's bad. Been there, done it. I don't know, I'm going to get off of that, because I don't want to sound like real preachy or what have you, but I know what I went through, and I don't want anybody to deal with what I went through. It's mentally, you know, that depression, man. I don't want to see anybody like that. I told you I was a good ass actress. I'd come on camera, and like, I wasn't fake, because I am happy. Like, once I'm dressed and I'm filming, like, I'm happy, you know. But last year and stuff, I would do that, and then it's like, oh, now I'm back to my real life. And I'd be sad again, you know. As soon as I cut off the camera, I'd take my makeup right off, go get right back in my pajamas. Or if I was doing like a walk and talk or whatever, I'd take a shower, get right back in my pajamas. You know, it's sad. But I'll tell you what, once I started, for me, just personally, reading my Bible, going back to church and watching church and all of that, and met my friend, has helped me so much, getting negativity out of my life, regardless if it's people, places, and things. For me, YouTube and drama and putting people down. I know for me, God forbid, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I want my life to mean something. Maybe to you guys or to my children or whatever, but I want meaning. If I just sat in my bed all day long, every day, what was I given to the world? When God has blessed me so much, where I'm not blind, I'm able to walk, you know, I'm able to talk, I can hear, you know what I mean? And another thing we need to stop doing, because I used to do this years ago, like, stop judging people if you've never experienced that, or like how people are acting. For instance, I have said that the one thing that still to this day, if God said, I will let you take back, is back when my mother-in-law passed. She died in 2016. And in 2018, you know, before my mother and grandmother both passed, my ex-husband had like a storage unit, and he would pay every month, you know, for her stuff. But he never was able to afford it for some reason. And so we had to always pay it. And if you ever have a storage unit, if you don't pay the 1 month, of what they tax and everything else, I mean, it's just crazy, right? And so after 2 years, I said, let it go. Sell the stuff or let it go. Your mom's been gone 2 years already. Guess what? Then here's the house fire. Then my grandmother dies. My mother dies. And I have nothing of my mother and grandmother. It's just a very few things. I can count on my hands. That's it. And I would do anything to have a storage unit full of my mother and grandmother's stuff, memories, or stuff I could have put in the basement or what have you. Because I didn't lose my mother at that time, or my grandmother yet, because she was like a second mother. So I felt empathy, and I loved my mother-in-law. I had the best mother-in-law. I don't think I'll ever get a better mother-in-law. Like, I loved my mother-in-law. I was very, very blessed. And I was so sad she was gone. I want her here. I still want her here. Like, I still need my mother-in-law, you know? And I'm like, well, if you can't afford it, let it go. You know, I didn't understand that why he wanted to always keep it until what happened to me. And that's why I'm bringing this up to say, like, you know, like even when I was going through at my worst, when my mother and all them died and everything, and people would say, like my friends would say, oh, she's toxic, she's this, because I was not toxic, but I was very miserable. And then we didn't have heat, so my God, I would be on the phone and I'd like, I wouldn't even say, hi, how are you? I would say, oh my God, the heat's so cold, I'm wearing gloves to make coffee, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I did not know I was in that bad of a headspace. And nobody told me either. Until like people didn't want to be my friend. I'm like, well, what did I do? What did I do? I don't know. And after all of that, that is what made me like, I don't know how I would be if certain things happened to me because I haven't experienced that yet. Just like when I went through that drama last year when I was going to try to get an RO, people were like, I can't believe she's trying to do that. I can't believe she's just trying to shut them up. And it's like, no, he doxed my daughter. He was trying to dox me, looking up my information. I didn't want all that being public for the safety of me and my children. But now that it's happening to them, they're all talking about getting ROs and charges and harassment and all that. And it's like, see, until it happens to you, you don't know how it would affect you. And I'm only using that as an excuse because I hate to see it anywhere. I hate seeing this. I hate it. I wish everybody could just leave everybody alone. If you don't like them, don't watch their videos, but just leave them alone. You know, I don't know. But does that make sense? I am all over the place with this table talk. See, this is the thing with table talks and why I don't do them like I should. Because I know when I do my coffee talk or table talks, whatever you want to call them, I'm all over the place because I don't write scripts down. Like, you know, like I knew I wanted to ask you about the, you know, like, do you guys want to know about how much I spend, the prices? But a lot of times I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I just come on here and just talk or what have you and say hi, give you updates. Oh, I'm going on a date this weekend. I'll tell you about that in a second. Does that make sense? And it's like, then I realize I'm all over the place because one thing will get me thinking about something and then that thing gets me thinking about something else. And before you know it, I get myself in trouble because I talk. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, oh, I sit there and say about the drama and then I start talking about the drama. You know what I mean? But it's just feelings and it's just how I am. I just talk, you know? So it's like, let me know, do you guys like these table talks or you rather me just wait till I have vlogs or walk and talks? You know what I mean? Let me know. Or either that, just don't click on when you know I'm doing a table talk because I'm all over the place. But yeah, so let me know about, in the comments about, do you guys want to know the prices or what? Or I'll stop, you know. And then I'm going on a date this week, and I don't know if it's going to be, I can't be no, because we're in this, Eagles is in the Super Bowl. I know I told you already. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high. What? Okay. All right, I'm done. I'm so happy. Oh, Nala's up. Hey, Nala, that's my baba. Hi. I love you. Oh, I love you so much. I love her so much. All right, guys. Don't forget to check out my beauty channel, Just Ann. Don't forget to check out my new channel, Just Ann. I know I'm very creative. I know. Just like the video, dislike it. Make sure you leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji. It really does help out with engagement. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, always stay you. Never let somebody take you out of your character. Do as I say, not as I do. Obviously. Bye, guys. You want a treat? You've been such a good girl. Oh, your shoulder hurting you? Give me paw. Dear God, thank you for this treat. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Good girl. Oh, now a poo-poo. Bye.